Hi, it's Robin from Rose and Lily. In this video, we're going to make this gingerbread girl. So the body is the same basic pattern as the gingerbread man, but she has a skirt added. And I think they look really cute together. The first thing you'll need is some super chunky plush yarn in brown for the body and then various colors for the other pieces. And then you'll also need some medium weight black or white yarn for the mouth. You'll also need 15mm safety eyes, a USG crochet hook, a yarn needle, scissors, polyfill, and I also suggest using stitch markers. The stitches you'll need to know beforehand are magic ring, single crochet, double crochet, slip stitch, chain stitch, increase, invisible decrease, and also a color change. We're going to start at the bottom of the legs and work upwards. In round 1, it's 5 single crochet in a magic ring using the brown yarn. Pull the ring tight, and then I always like to use stitch markers at the end of each round. In round 2, we do 2 single crochet into each stitch. This means we're doing 5 increases. This brings the total of round 2 up to 10 stitches. In round 3, we start with a single crochet, and then we do an increase into the next stitch. And we do all of that 5 times to bring us up to 15 stitches for the round. For rounds 4 to 8, so that's 5 rounds, we just do 15 single crochet all the way around. But stop at the last stitch of round 8 because we're going to do a color change. So here is the last stitch of round 8, and I'm stopping before pulling through the last loop. And I'm changing to my skirt color, which is white. And I like to twist my new color over my old color because it keeps it a bit more secure. And I'll be doing the next few stitches over those color change tails. In round 9, it's 15 single crochet around. Now for the first leg only, we're going to close with a slip stitch and put a stitch marker into this stitch. Then we can cut the yarn. Now you're going to do the second leg the same way, but without the slip stitch or cutting the yarn. So my second leg is done. And now we're going to join it to the first. After round 9, we chain 3. And we're going to attach it 1 stitch after that slip stitch. So that's this stitch here. And we're doing a single crochet into that stitch. And I'm going to add another stitch marker into this stitch. This counts as the first stitch of the belly. For round 1 of the belly, we're going to do 14 more single crochet in the first leg because we already did the first one earlier. And here's the last of these into that slip stitch. Now we do 3 single crochet into those 3 chain stitches. And 15 single crochet into the second leg. And the last of these is going into that last single crochet from round 9 of the second leg. And now we do 3 single crochet into those 3 chain stitches. The round should end 1 stitch before that marked stitch, which was the first stitch of the belly. And I'm adding a stitch marker to mark the end of my round. Round 2 is going to start in that first stitch from round 1, which is this one over here. And now we're doing 4 rounds of 36 single crochet. So that's just single crochet all the way around for rounds 2 to 5. Just stop before you do the last stitch because we're going to do a color change. So here's my last stitch of round 5. And I'm going to change to red yarn because that is the color of the top. Now we're going to add stitch markers in the first and last stitch of round 5, just through those front loops. So that's the last stitch of round 5, and here is the first one. This is where we're going to crochet the skirt later. In round 6, we're going to be working in the back loops only. So the first stitch of the round is going in the back loop behind that marked front loop. And I'm also going to work over those tails from the color change. And we're going to work in the back loops all the way around. That makes 36 single crochet for round 6. And here is the last stitch of the round, and that's going in the back loop behind that marked stitch. And I'm going to leave these stitch markers there. And now I'll add a new stitch marker to mark the end of round 6. Now with this plush yarn, you may have some holes where the legs are joined. In this case, you can take one of the tails in the same color and just sew those holes closed. Now in rounds 7 to 8, we're working through both loops again, and we're just doing 36 single crochet a round as normal. And I'll do these 2 rounds off camera. In round 9, we're going to start decreasing. So we start with 4 single crochet, and then do an invisible decrease. And we do that all the way around, which is 6 times to get 30 stitches. In round 10, we just do 30 single crochet a round. In round 11, we do 3 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 24. In round 12, we do 24 single crochet a round. Now I'm going to stuff the body and the legs. You can do it now or after round 13. Just make sure to get the stuffing all the way down to the bottom of the legs. In round 13, we do 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 18. Just stop when you reach the last stitch because we're going to do a color change. So here's the last stitch, which is a decrease. And before pulling through the last loop, I'm going to do a color change. And we're going back to the brown yarn. And once again, I'll just work over those tails with the next few stitches. In round 14, we just do 18 single crochet a round. In round 15, we do a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12. In round 16, we just do 12 single crochet a round. You can add a bit more stuffing here if you like. In round 17, we're starting the head, and we're doing 2 single crochet into each stitch from the previous round. This means we're doing 12 increases, which gives us 24 stitches in total. In round 18, it's 3 single crochet and then an increase, and we do that 6 times to get 30. In round 19, it's 4 single crochet and an increase. We do that 6 times to get 36 stitches. In round 20, it's 5 single crochet and then an increase. We do that 6 times to get 42. For rounds 21 to 25, so that's 5 rounds, it's just 42 single crochet a round. And I'll do these 5 rounds off camera. Now we're going to start decreasing. In round 26, it's 5 single crochet and then a decrease. We do that 6 times to bring us down to 36 stitches. In round 27, it's 4 single crochet and then a decrease. We do that 6 times to get 30. In round 28, it's 3 single crochet and a decrease. We repeat that 6 times to get 24. Now we're going to attach the eyes. Make sure that the color changes are towards the back and the eyes towards the front. And the eyes are going between rounds 23 and 24, about 9 stitches apart. In round 29, we do 2 single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 18. And now I'm going to stuff the head. Make sure to get enough stuffing into the neck so that the head doesn't wobble. In round 30, it's a single crochet and then a decrease, and we do that 6 times to get 12 stitches. And this one's head looks like it could use a little bit more stuffing. And in round 31, which is our last round, we do 6 decreases in a row. This brings the total number of stitches from 12 down to 6. Now we can cut the yarn, making sure to leave a tail for sewing. Sew the hole closed by going through the front loops of those last 6 stitches. Then pull on the yarn to close the hole, and insert the tail into the head into a few different places to secure it. And the body and head are now complete. Thanks for watching part 1 of the Gingerbread Girl. I'll put the link to part 2 in the description box. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all the latest updates.